Chris, at this point, who wins Game 3?
Well, you guys know that I've got Phoenix winning this series. So now the question is, Is it a sweep? Is it a gentleman's sweep? Or can Milwaukee win? I still think Milwaukee can make this a series. I think they can create drama. I think they can make it competitive and put doubt in people's minds as to who's going to win. I've got Milwaukee taking Game 3 for several reasons. One, they've already proven that they can come back down from an 0-2 deficit. All right, they did it against Brooklyn, who most people in the league, even without Harden, you still had Kyrie and Durant. So most people thought that's the best team in the East. And they weren't deterred, the Bucks. They got blown out by 49 or down by 49, lost by 39 in Game 2, and still bounced back mentally to win 4 of the next 5 games, including Game 7 at Brooklyn. So my point is, they won't be deterred, like they won't be crestfallen being down 0-2. Mentally, they're fine. They still believe they can win. Secondly, they got the best player on the floor, and that's Giannis. I think Giannis is going to come out in Game 3 and have another big game. Like Skip said, he does 30 and 12 to 15 every night. So he's going to give you enough. I think the other guys, Drew and Chris Middleton, will step up. They're better at home. Again, you say it, Skip. It's true. Chris Middleton in the playoffs, 40% shooting on the road, 48% shooting at home. Drew Holiday, 38% on the road, 46% at home. So the supporting cast will play better. And let's face it, last night the Bucks did what we've been clamoring for them to do. They scored inside and dominated the paint. They outscored the Suns something like 54-28 in the paint. If they had just hit their jump shots, their perimeter scores, then they probably win that game. So I think that's in their favor. And then finally, Phoenix shot 50% from 3. They hit 23s. That's an aberration. Devin Booker was phenomenal, but that's not his game necessarily. So I don't see them. Mikal Bridges, is he going to shoot like that on the road? I don't think Phoenix is going to have that type of game again from 3. Certainly not in Game 3. So those are the reasons that I think Milwaukee evens this thing up and adds a little spice to the series.
I concur. And I got 5 cases.
You better be right.
I got 5 cases from somebody, Chris, that says I agree. I agree with you, everything you said. Giannis is going to be Giannis. I wouldn't be surprised if Giannis gave you a 40-20 game. But what kind of game is Holiday? What type of game will Middleton give you? That's all he needs. He needs one other guy. I thought it would be a backcourt series if Middleton and Holiday going to outplay Book and CP3. The question is now, can they outplay Crowder and Bridges? Because Crowder and Bridges outplayed them in Game 2. If you let the 4th and 5th players on another team outplay your 2nd and 3rd best players, you're not winning that game, regardless of what Giannis does. If you look at Giannis' numbers, Giannis is +4. When he's the only guy on the Bucks with a positive plus-minus. They're -27 when he's not on the court. The +4 with him on the court. My only question is, Giannis, you might have to play 44, 45 minutes a game in order for you guys to win. The situation skill where he plays in 5-minute spurts or 6-minute spurts, because when he went to the bench, they took off on him. So now you got to say, Bud, I understand that at my normal rest time, I play 7-8 minutes, but I might need to go 10, 11 minutes and take a minute, get the intermission break, and then come right back in the ball game. He's going to have to do what Kevin Durant did, and I know it wore Kevin Durant down, but you're going to lose these games taking your normal rest time. Because that's what's happening. The Suns see, Giannis is out. They take off on them again. So my thing is, Skip, and I agree, Chris, they're not going to make 20 or 43s, but guess what? Your guys, the Bucks, are going to be 9 or 31. Yeah, they almost doubled them up in points in the paint. Why the hell you want to shoot 31 threes then? You killing them in the paint. Why? I don't get that. You killing them in the paint. And y'all just steady jacking up threes. Oh, let me get this 3. That's what we do. Analytics. Guess what? You in the analytics department going to get fired, bud, and y'all keep taking these dumb shots. My only thing is, can he get one of these guys? It would be lovely if both of those guys came along with him. He just needs one. I believe it'll be Middleton. I believe Middleton plays like the Middleton we've seen him play. I don't know if he goes and gets 20 or 23 in a quarter because I think the Suns are too good defensively to allow that to happen. But if he can give them 25 points, along with what Giannis is going to give them, because the Suns have had 2 games where the 3 players have given them at least 81 between the 3. And that hadn't happened for the Bucks. Bucks gonna win this game 5 cases.
Really?
If you feel it, if you want some more, I give you another 5.
Really?
If you want it. If you want it.
I got 4.5 points.
You get 4.5. You know what, Skip? I'm feeling generous. For another 3 cases, I give you an extra 1.5. I make it 6. That's how I feel confident I feel in Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Make it 8.
No. See?
Huh?
No. Skip.
You're so full of yourself.
I gave you.
You got the best player on the floor.
I gave you 1.5. Do you know what a 1.5 is in sports? I gave you that because I feel so good about old Giannis.
I like my position already.
You won't, though.
I snookered you already, and I'm not going to rub it in because I cannot wait for Monday's show. When this man comes and sits in that seat and says, that blankety-blank Chris Middleton, he disappeared on me. And that bleeping Drew Holiday, he just where was he last night? And why did they shoot 37 threes last night when they were dominating in the paint? I can't wait because you finally backed yourself right into the corner that you were trying to talk yourself out of, and you just couldn't help yourself. And now you're right back in the seat of having to count on the one deer I don't fear, and that is Giannis. I just don't fear him. You can have him. He may go for 40 and 20, and they're going to lose a close game in Game 3 to the visiting Suns, because I'm going to use Chris Broussard's argument back to him, because he said, well, wait a second. The Hawks aren't Phoenix. Neither was Brooklyn. With Harden a shell of himself and Joe Harris couldn't find it, you throw it in the ocean, and you're saying that they weren't Phoenix. Phoenix, the Suns are rising, and they're about to set on Milwaukee. They got so much momentum. They got so much better chemistry. They have such a better coach. That their stars are starring because their stars have clutch backbone to them. And Ayton is not going to disappear and just not show up the way he did last night. He'll have a big night, especially on defense.
You better.
They will relight his fire. And all of a sudden, Crowder's got a hot hand. And remember, he played college in Milwaukee at Marquette. So he's going, quote unquote, home. And I think he will stay hot. And Mikal Bridges is just a nice player. He just does everything that you'd ever want from sort of your 5th man on your starting 5. He's everywhere at every moment, doing all the dirty work, getting the offensive rebounds. I just love this team. And again, I told Shannon, you got a big leg up on me because they lost Sharpe to an ACL, and it sounded like last night, or looked like, Torrey Craig got hurt. And I hope I'm wrong. I'm going to knock on wood for him. But that just looked bad to me, and we haven't heard the outcome of it yet. But if he's gone, boy, you are dangerously thin, man. You're going to have to go to Frank the Tank Kaminsky. There's another homegrown,
Abdel Nader.
Yeah, and Abdel Nader. That's what you're going to have to do. And they're going to be thin, and their starters are going to have to play huge minutes, Kevin Durant-like minutes. Are they going to wear out? I just think they're better. I watched them go up 20 in Game 1 at Phoenix, and then I watched last night, Phoenix went on a 44-24 run to go up 11 at halftime. Well, they're just showing you they're just better. So, again, look all time. Teams that go down 2-0 or 0-2, if you want to go that way, are 31 and 4. They've only won 4 times.
Right.
You know, they're 4 and 31.
Skip, we're not arguing. We're not saying, Chris and I are not saying that the Suns aren't better, but we're saying that we believe the Bucks can get one game, and this is the game that we believe they're going to get.
Well, Giannis, you're on. Show me. That's what I say. This should be your night. Big national TV Sunday evening game. It's 8 o'clock Eastern time, right? 8 o'clock Eastern. This should be your showcase game. This should be the one that you put your stamp on and say, this is why I was a 2-time MVP. This is not why I flamed out and melted down in all those previous playoff series. Right on schedule, when you tried to trust him the most, even the last 2 years against Toronto in the conference finals, against Miami last year in the bubble, what happened?
I trust him now.
Okay. Well, is he a new man?
Nope.
Yep. Okay. Here we go.
He's a new man.
New man.
He gave you that game last night. He just didn't get help. And I do think, like Shannon said, I don't know if I can count on Drew and Middleton, but I do think one of them's going to show up, probably Middleton, and have a great game. And if Drew does it, that's icing on the cake. But, Phoenix is not so much better than Milwaukee that Milwaukee can't get a game or two. And so I still think that, look, Milwaukee played, they were more aggressive defensively. I thought they played better defensively against the pick and roll, kind of took away the mid-range. That's why Phoenix shot more threes, and they just happened to be hot from three. But if they can take that away in game 3 on Sunday and Phoenix is not as hot, then we got a whole different ball game. They just need to make their own jump shots, which I think they'll do.
But Chris, think about this. When KD had that historic performance, 49, 17, and 10, who was the unsung hero that made it possible? Jeff Green had 27 on 8 of 9 from 3. Blake Griffin chipped in, I think, with 17. You see? Even though KD had that, if Jeff Green does not do what he does, it would have been all for naught. So even though Giannis gave you 42 to 12 and 4, Middleton gave you nothing, and Holiday gave you nothing. If they had given them anything, we're having a different discussion this morning, Skip.
You just bet 5 cases on Chris Middleton.
No. That's your guy.
No, that's
what you did. I should be good. Chris, this man just spent the better part of an hour telling me how great Chris Middleton is.
Without Giannis. Yep.
Bad.
Well, he was. Was past tense. Not anymore.
No way.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
I hope Chris Broussard is right because I would love to see a real series take shape, but I think it's time to take out the brooms.
No.
Oh, and 82% of the time, the team that goes up 2-0 in the series, it's already done. It's already done. So those are the numbers. Those are the stats. So we're going to have to see how this one plays out Sunday.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.